No peanut butter sandwiches at bedtime. Bad idea. I was sick all morning. I think I got too hot while I was sleeping. Peanut butter sandwiches, I can't really eat them without drinking something like Diet Coke to sort of cut the thickness. I know that's disgusting, but I didn't drink a Diet Coke. I drank water. And so when I woke up, I felt pretty horrible. So I didn't get my workout done. I didn't even take a walk. I haven't even eaten yet. And here it is, 2 p.m. Now I know better. When you think it's not a good idea, it's probably not a good idea. Also, I did something that I told myself I wouldn't be doing again. I weighed myself. That's right. And it was a little more shocking than I expected it to be. Here's what I think about weighing yourself. If you're trying to either lose weight or gain weight, it's good to go ahead and get a starting point. See where you're starting from. I think it gets kind of bad or extreme if you start weighing yourself every single day. That's when you start getting obsessed. It can cause problems. It might even cause an eating disorder. But it is probably a good idea to go ahead and get a starting point and see just where you're at. So you at least know later on that you've made some progress. You'll know it anyway because you'll feel it. Another thing that's a good idea is to keep a food diary. I'm going to be doing that for 2 reasons. One is because I need to know the things that affect me and make me feel sick, like last night and this morning peanut butter sandwich. And the other reason is to see how much salt intake. I've done the food diary before. It's a really good idea to keep track of that. Also, if you have idiopathic intracranial hypertension, I've been told that it's a good idea to watch your salt intake because it can help lower the amount of pressure in your head by lowering the amount of fluid that's retaining in your head. And also, carrying extra weight can exacerbate the problem and make it worse. And I know this, and yet again, I binged and ate like a crazy person. But I've already gone over the reasons for that. There's actually 3 reasons. One is because I'm an emotional eater. The other thing is that I had become anemic, and I was trying to correct anemia. And the third thing is that I had dengue fever, and I was trying to correct the problem that it causes with the red blood cells. So I wanted to make sure to eat correctly for that. But now, I think I've got the anemia in check. I am taking an iron supplement. I don't eat a lot of meat. I just don't eat meat. I am taking B12 supplements, and I'm taking an iron supplement. Now I need to be more concerned with getting the weight down. Now I have heard if you have idiopathic intracranial hypertension, get the weight off any way that you can. This is what I've heard. Now I don't know, I don't think you should do anything that's dangerous to get rid of the weight, but I've heard that it's actually good to lose it however you can, get the weight off, and it will help your head. This is what I've heard, guys. Be careful who your doctors are. I don't even have a doctor now, but be careful who your doctors are. I had a doctor who was a family doctor, and he is no longer our doctor. So he said to me to eat the bacon. Eat the bacon, eat the fat. That's right. Salt and everything. That's what he said. Now, I just don't think that's a good idea anyway, even if I didn't have idiopathic intracranial hypertension. I don't think it's a good idea to tell somebody something like that, especially if they're presenting high blood pressure. Not a good idea. When I finally went to an ophthalmologist and then a neurologist, I was told something different. It was to watch the salt, cut off the salt, and it might help to lose some weight. There was no mention of eating bacon, which is full of salt and fat and everything else. No mention of that. So, needless to say, I did not eat the bacon. It just didn't sound right. And the family doctor that told me to eat bacon also told me to cut out the rice, pasta, potatoes. Now, I'm not a doctor, but something tells me there's not that much wrong with eating a potato or rice or pasta if you're not putting loads of fat or salt on it. That reminds me, I saw a story where a guy in Australia ate nothing but potatoes for an entire year. He had started out being very much overweight. By the end of the year, he had lost a lot of weight and he looked really good. I don't know, I feel like it's a fallacy to say that potatoes are causing weight gain and obesity. Just got a problem with that. I think it has more to do with the salt and the fat that you put on it. That's another thing. I heard of a study that said it's not the sugar in your diet, it's the fat that you put with it. And that makes your body not be able to produce insulin properly, and it also affects your insulin receptors so that they don't work properly if you're putting a lot of fat in with the sugar. Anyway, needless to say, I know I have to make some changes, and one of them is getting back on a food diary, watching what I'm eating, and seeing just where all of the garbage is coming from. I already know. Let's just face it, we already know. But at least I can keep track of how much of the garbage I'm eating. I've got to do better than that. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm supposed to be working. I just thought that might be somewhat interesting and maybe important to you guys. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. I didn't get very much done today. I wasn't feeling well this morning, so I didn't get my workout done, and I didn't get to take a walk either. I mean, I don't do very well with peanut butter anyway. I just happen to like it, but it doesn't really work for me. I had to learn that the hard way. It was just kind of a weird day, and plus it's really warm today, which again, it was a beautiful day, so it was nice, but you know, it's weird. It's January. Yesterday was a bit sad because we caught a bit of the farewell speech given by President Obama, and it was pretty sad because he's a very good speaker and he does make you feel optimistic about things and motivated, and yeah, he's a very elegant person. He and his whole family are, so they will be missed terribly, I'm sure, by many of us. And I hope he continues on like he said he would with public service. I think we're going to need his wisdom a little bit. I know he's not 100% perfect. None of them are. But I think it will be a long time before we see someone like Barack Obama again with that level of intelligence and ability to engage the audience. I think it's going to be a long time before we see that again. So I hope he continues on with the fight for justice and equality, because we're going to need somebody like that to keep us all inspired and motivated to do the right thing, or you know, what a lot of us consider the right thing. I mean, anytime somebody comes along and makes you hate other people for no apparent reason, I feel like that is not the right inspiration. That's not the right message to send to people. Yeah, it's never okay, I don't think, to single out any group of people and just hate on them or make it okay to hate on them. I just don't think that's right. It's America. We're supposed to have equality. We're supposed to have freedom. And I fear that that is sort of slipping away. So I hope that there are people out there who stay motivated and stay interested in continuing on with some kind of progress towards a more civil nation. I don't really want to get into politics though, because it's too complex. There's too many issues going on. I think in general you want somebody to represent your nation in a positive way. I feel like we're going to have 4 years of not such a positive representation. So yesterday sort of made us a little depressed, and we're going to try to continue on doing what we do and try to stay positive and hope for the best. The only way you can really make change is to get organized and get out there and do the work. So I don't want to get into it too much. I know this is not a very entertaining topic. This day hasn't been very entertaining, but they can't all be good, happy days. Sometimes you have to go through the difficult stuff too. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing. I hope you guys had a great day, and you guys take care out there, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.